Have you ever thought about the most dangerous time of day for seniors to take a shower? For many, showering is an ordinary task, a part of their daily routine, but for seniors, this seemingly harmless activity can quickly become dangerous. Every morning, many elderly individuals rise, make themselves a cup of tea or coffee, and then proceed to the bathroom for their daily shower, not realizing that this is actually one of the most hazardous times of the day. It's easy to dismiss, but the morning hours are when the body is at its most vulnerable. The transition from sleep to wakefulness isn't always as easy as we think, and for seniors, this moment of transition can sometimes lead to fatal consequences. This is the story of a 75-year-old woman who tragically lost her life in the very place she should have felt the safest, her own bathroom. What happened to her could have happened to any of our loved ones, and it's a reminder of how important it is to be aware of the dangers that seniors face, especially when it comes to routine tasks. Today, we'll take a closer look at why mornings are the most dangerous time for seniors to shower, the risks involved, and how we can help protect our elderly loved ones from similar tragedies. The morning, for many seniors, is a time of peace. It's the start of a new day. The world is still quiet, and there's a sense of calm that can be felt in the early hours. For older adults, mornings often start with a routine, a cup of tea, maybe a light breakfast, and then heading to the bathroom to freshen up. But little do they know that this routine, which seems so harmless, can quickly become the most dangerous part of their day. When we sleep, our bodies undergo a series of natural processes. Our muscles relax, our heart rate slows down, and our blood pressure drops. This is part of the body's restorative process, allowing us to rest and recover from the day before. However, this also means that when we wake up, our body is not immediately ready to take on the day's physical demands. The transition from a horizontal to a vertical position can be particularly challenging for older adults. When a senior gets out of bed in the morning, their body has to adjust to an upright position, and for many seniors, this transition is not as smooth as it is for younger people. The body has to work harder to pump blood from the lower extremities to the upper body, especially the brain. If the body doesn't adjust quickly enough, it can result in dizziness, lightheadedness, or even fainting. This is known as orthostatic hypotension, and it's a condition that affects many older adults. Margaret, a 75-year-old woman, woke up early one particular morning. She followed her usual routine, brewed a pot of tea, had her breakfast, and then walked toward the bathroom to take a shower. She didn't feel unwell. In fact, Margaret had always been quite active for her age. She had lived independently for many years and didn't consider herself at risk for falls or other accidents. But that day, something went horribly wrong. As Margaret stepped into the shower, the warm water began to relax her muscles, but the heat of the water caused her blood vessels to dilate. This sudden drop in blood pressure made her feel lightheaded and unsteady. The dizziness wasn't something new to Margaret. She had felt it before but thought it was just a momentary issue. She didn't think much of it. But this time, the dizziness was too much. Margaret lost her balance and fell. The bathroom floor was wet and slippery, and despite the grab bars she had installed, she couldn't steady herself. She hit the floor hard, knocking her head against the tile. She was unconscious almost immediately. Hours later, her daughter Emily stopped by to check on her mother, something she did regularly. But this time, Emily didn't get the usual greeting. She found her mother lying on the bathroom floor, unresponsive. Despite frantic efforts and the quick arrival of paramedics, it was clear that Margaret had suffered a fatal head injury. The doctors confirmed that the fall had caused a severe brain hemorrhage, and Margaret passed away. The tragic thing about Margaret's death is that it was completely preventable. She had taken many precautions to ensure her safety in the bathroom: grab bars, non-slip mats, and a shower chair. But none of that mattered in the face of the sudden dizziness she experienced. The fall was the direct result of her body's inability to adjust to the changes in blood pressure when she stood up. This situation is a heartbreaking reminder of how vulnerable seniors can be, especially when they're alone or trying to maintain their independence. Margaret's death highlights several important points about seniors and falls. For many seniors, falls in the bathroom, are the most common type of accident, and they can have devastating consequences. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in people aged 65 and older. In fact, 1 in 4 seniors will fall each year, and many of these falls happen in the bathroom. The combination of slippery floors, hard surfaces, and the potential for dizziness makes bathrooms particularly hazardous for older adults. But the danger isn't just about falls. The simple act of showering can exacerbate other underlying health issues. The heat from the water, while soothing for some, can cause blood pressure to drop, leading to fainting or dizziness. For seniors with heart conditions, diabetes, or other health problems, these risks are even greater. Medications that affect blood pressure or cause dizziness can also make matters worse. Seniors are more likely to experience a drop in blood pressure when they stand up, a condition called orthostatic hypotension. This condition is common in older adults and can cause a person to feel faint, dizzy, or even lose consciousness. So why is the morning so dangerous? When a senior wakes up, their body is still adjusting to being upright after hours of rest. The blood pressure is naturally lower, and the heart rate is slower. When seniors stand up, especially after sleeping, it takes time for the body to adjust. If they attempt to shower too soon, the warm water and standing posture can create the perfect storm for a fall or injury. And this is particularly dangerous in the bathroom, where hard floors and wet surfaces increase the likelihood of injury. The truth is that many seniors don't realize how risky their routine can be. They may be embarrassed to ask for help or feel that they don't need assistance. But the fact is, the elderly often suffer from a gradual decline in physical abilities that they may not notice. It's easy to dismiss small signs of weakness, dizziness, or unsteadiness. However, these are signals that should not be ignored. For families and caregivers, it's important to pay attention to these signs and make the necessary changes to prevent accidents. Encourage seniors to wait at least 30 minutes after waking up before attempting a shower. This gives their bodies time to adjust to the upright position and reduces the chances of dizziness. If possible, shower later in the day when the body is more awake and the risk of fainting or dizziness is lower. Another key recommendation is to make bathroom modifications. Even if a senior doesn't have severe mobility issues, installing grab bars, non-slip mats, and a shower chair can provide a safety net in case of a fall. Additionally, having a medical alert device, like a bracelet or pendant, can be life-saving. These devices can instantly alert someone if an emergency happens, allowing for quick intervention. But beyond physical changes, we must also focus on open communication. Encourage seniors to discuss their health with their doctors regularly. If they experience dizziness, fainting, or other symptoms, these should not be overlooked. Medication reviews are also essential to ensure that no prescriptions are exacerbating any risks. Margaret's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of safety precautions. For families, caregivers, and seniors themselves, it's vital to recognize the risks of everyday tasks and take steps to mitigate them. No one should ever have to experience the tragedy of losing a loved one over something as simple as a morning shower. In the weeks following Margaret's death, her daughter Emily found herself constantly replaying that morning in her head. She thought about how ordinary everything seemed, how her mother had smiled at her the night before, how there were no signs of distress, how routine that day was supposed to be. And yet, in a matter of seconds, everything changed. One fall, one moment of dizziness, one unfortunate slip. It was enough to steal her mother away forever. Emily wasn't alone in her grief. Thousands of families each year face similar tragedies. Seniors, often living independently, suffer falls or health episodes in the privacy of their own homes, often without anyone there to help them. And what's worse is that many of these incidents occur during daily routines, things they've done for decades without ever imagining they could become fatal. One of the most effective ways to reduce the risk of accidents like these is to adjust the timing of morning activities. Seniors should be encouraged to stay seated for a while after waking up. A gentle transition from lying to sitting, and then to standing, can help the body regulate blood pressure more gradually. Taking a few moments to stretch, drink some water, and sit upright before moving around can dramatically reduce the chances of orthostatic hypotension, which is often a silent trigger behind these accidents. Hydration is another simple, yet often overlooked factor. During the night, the body becomes dehydrated. Dehydration makes it more difficult for the cardiovascular system to regulate itself properly, which again increases the likelihood of dizziness or fainting. Encouraging seniors to drink a glass of water upon waking can help stabilize their blood pressure. Another significant consideration is medication management. Many seniors take prescriptions that may lower blood pressure or cause dizziness as a side effect. When combined with early morning vulnerability, this can be deadly. Family members or caregivers should regularly consult with the senior's physician to review all medications. Sometimes adjusting the dosage or timing can make a big difference in reducing risks. Bathroom design also plays a major role in safety. Margaret had grab bars, but many seniors do not. Bathrooms can and should be redesigned with senior safety in mind. Walk-in tubs, handheld shower heads, sturdy shower chairs, and anti-slip flooring are no longer luxury items. They are necessities. The cost of these modifications is minor compared to the emotional and financial cost of a fall. One increasingly popular safety measure is installing smart home technology. Motion sensors that detect sudden falls, voice-activated emergency alerts, and even cameras in non-private areas of the home can provide family members with peace of mind. Wearable devices like smartwatches or emergency pendants can also notify loved ones or emergency services if the senior experiences a fall or irregular heart rhythm. These technologies offer a vital safety net, especially for seniors who live alone. But even with all the right tools and precautions in place, there's another element that is perhaps the most important of all: consistent human connection. Emily later realized that while her mother valued her independence, she also didn't want to be a burden. This is a common feeling among seniors. They often downplay their symptoms, keep concerns to themselves, and avoid asking for help because they don't want to appear weak or helpless. This is why open communication is crucial. Families must foster an environment where seniors feel safe talking about their challenges. Checking in daily, even with a simple phone call, can make a significant difference. These conversations don't need to be long or intense, but they can provide comfort and accountability. Knowing that someone will check on them can also motivate seniors to be more mindful about their routines and safety. The emotional impact of losing a loved one like Margaret is immeasurable. Her story is not just about a fall in the shower. It's about how something so small, so mundane, can rob a family of a mother, a grandmother, a friend. It's about understanding that safety for seniors isn't just about avoiding risk. It's about preserving life, dignity, and independence for as long as possible. This story isn't just for awareness. It's a call to action. If you have elderly parents, grandparents, or neighbors, take the time today to talk to them about their morning routines. Ask them how they feel when they wake up. Do they feel dizzy? Do they take their time getting out of bed? Is their bathroom equipped with the right safety features? The morning may seem like a calm, peaceful time of day, but for seniors, it can be one of the most dangerous times. The body is vulnerable during the early hours, and routine tasks like showering can quickly turn into life-threatening situations. We can all do our part to ensure that our elderly loved ones are safe, whether by encouraging safer habits or making necessary adjustments to their living spaces. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on senior safety and health. Let's work together to keep our loved ones safe and independent for as long as possible. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourself and those around you.